Hey all, Tony Bing here. Hello and welcome to my Worldbreaker guide for Hulk for Marvel Heroes Omega for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now, Hulk really is a fantastic character, as he should be. He can really go pretty hard with the brutal hits, or if you want you can build him nice and tanky as well. Now, the idea behind this endgame build is that I would try and find a balance between those brutal hits and also keeping him nice and tanky. So what we'll cover to showcase the build is we will look at the skills and talents, we'll then check out the synergies, we'll look at the infinity point allocation, and this is where I would place the first 100 points. We'll check out the general gear and priority, and then we finish up with some gameplay where we'll run through an operation and do a full bounty clear as well. Now, as always, if you want to jump to any section, check out the description, there are timestamps there. Otherwise, let's have a look at the skills first. So skill wise here we really have two different sets of skills. We've got ones we use more often for trash clearing and also providing vulnerability on a low 4-second cooldown, and then we have our more single target orientated skills that are on the 8-second cooldown. Now we'll look at the main spender first though. The main spender is Gamma Strike. Now this one, it gains a bonus to brutal strike chance and brutal strike damage based on the amount of anger you actually have. Now, if you feel you need a bit more survivability on Hulk, you can instead use Furious Punch, because that restores 910 health per hit, which is really pretty nice. Now, the first skill we would use rotation wise is Avalanche Leap. It has its initial damage packet, it leaves a dot, makes enemy vulnerable, and it has 2 charges with a low 4-second cooldown, so we can use this nice and often, and it's great for getting right in the enemy's face. Now when we're in their face, you want to then follow up with Hulk Smash, which is fantastic. Through talents we've got this so it has a 100% chance to brutal strike, and on top of that it will regenerate 100% of our anger as well, so it really is a great skill. Now the next skill we look at, this would be when we get to the more single target orientated skills. So this one is Crater and Stomp, so it will weaken the enemy and it actually pulls them towards you as well. Now if you're very angry, you also gain a 15% increase for melee powers for 8 seconds, and the cooldown the skill is 6 seconds. So as long as you're very angry, then you can get a bonus 15% for melee powers. Now once you have that bonus to that, you then want to start off, this is on single targets, you want to start off with Vicious Headbutt. Nice damage packet in the first instance, but it leaves a dot, and when very angry the dot will last for 8 seconds, so it's all lining up really well here time wise. And then finally for the single target skills we have Pummel. So you'll hit the enemy 4 times, it has an 8-second cooldown, you actually have 2 charges of it, and when you're very angry, which you will be all the time, you'll have a 100% critical hit chance, and the final hit has a 100% chance for a brutal strike. So that really works fantastic, especially alongside the Hulk Smash. You'll be getting lots of big red numbers on screen. Now the final skill before we look at the talents is our signature, so you use this as and when required, normally against bosses or packs of elites. So it's ultimate destruction. In total it's doing round about 200,000 damage as long as you're close to the enemy and you hit them with that initial hit, because the damage that's just above the melee damage is the aftershock which you get in a big cone, so do be wary of that. Has a 30-second cooldown and you have 2 charges of it as well. But next up, let's have a look at the talents. First talent we have here then really is pretty fantastic, and this is the one that really helped me in passing the Cosmic Trial on Hulk. Now it's called Nothing Stop Hulk. So with this, anger now increases defense rating multiplier based on your current anger level. That goes all the way up to a huge 45%, and he already has 20% defense rating multiplier, so through the Infinity system you can push the defense rating multiplier even higher. You can get pretty crazy numbers for damage mitigation on him, which is what you should have for Hulk. You should be able to stand there and tank the enemy. It feels really good when you are able to do it. Now on top of the defense rating multiplier, this is pretty fantastic. Now when your health has been depleted, your remaining anger will absorb fatal damage, preventing death, and we can regenerate up to full anger using Hulk Smash every 4 seconds. So for that reason you should never really be getting downed on him with this setup. Nice and simple but incredibly effective. Now the next talent is Hulk Really Mad. So with this the benefits of anger increase by 50% while very angry, but provide no benefits otherwise. So normally they scale as your anger goes up, but we don't have to worry about this at all because again, Hulk Smash every 4 seconds, full anger, so that synergizes really well there. Now the next talent is Hulk Really Loud, so with this your signature Ultimate Destruction's cooldown is reduced by 1 second for each enemy it hits up to a maximum of 20 seconds, which is pretty crazy, and it also gains 2 charges. That's really pretty nice there. We then have Hulk, the strongest one there is, so while very angry, which will always be, Pummel's cooldown is reduced by 25%, so that goes from 8 seconds to 6 seconds, gains 20% damage, and it also gains 2 charges as well. And final talent, we have Hulk Smash. So Hulk Smash now instantly causes you to get very angry, as we've mentioned a few times already, and it's always treated as if used while very angry. On top of that, it always brutal strikes, and you have the 4-second cooldown. So really fantastic set of talents there. But next up, let's have a look at the synergies. Synergy wise here then, we start off by looking at his primary attributes, and they are strength and durability. We get that from Ant-Man and Luke Cage. We then have the more generic synergies, and they are Blade, Hawkeye, Hulk, She-Hulk, and also Squirrel Girl. And then the synergies that work great on Hulk are Black Panther, Daredevil, and also Nightcrawler as well, because they're all buffing your melee damage, and all these skills do have the melee power tag. But next up, let's have a look at the Infinity Point allocation. So with the setup we're looking for this Hulk build, it's really all about making him be able to hit for a ton but also be really tanky as well. So I would place my first 100 points into the Space Gem, and that will give us a huge 50% base health. Now on top of that, once you start to gain points, I would recommend putting them into micro warps as well, because that will increase your total defense rating multiplier, and as mentioned earlier in the video, we can already get that up to, I think it's around about 80% as standard when we're very angry, which is incredible. So we can push it even higher, and then if we can get defense on things like your relic or your cosmic item slot, then your defense rating and mitigation will go absolutely through the roof. It really does work great. Now what we'll do next anyway, with the Infinity covered, is we'll have a look at the general gearing priority. So as always with this section, we'll just look at the general gearing setup, and I'll give some tips how I would build them. And that means in future when new items come out, you can refer to this section, and it will hopefully work as guidance to let you know if you should mix and match your items and move them around. Now if we look at the legendary first, he's actually got 2 that could work for him, and it all depends how you really want to play him. The first one, if you really want to make the most of Hulk Smash, you would use Ultimate Nullifier for the 6000 brutal damage rating, and also Avalanche Leap gets the 25% cooldown reduction because that is a leap skill. Now if you want to build him more towards the kind of tanky melee side of things, which is what I prefer, then you would go for the Golden Mace. It provides 2000 health, 750 damage rating to melee powers, which is all our powers, 1500 defense rating, it has 1500 critical hit rating to hand powers. Now not a lot of our skills have the hand-to-hand tag, but quite a few of our skills have a chance to either auto brute or they actually have a chance to 100% crit, so it means this rank 4 isn't massively important because we're almost bypassing it to an extent, so do bear that in mind. The rank 5 is great as well because it can actually increase your defense by a further 2000, so you're looking at 3500 defense rating when you've got the proc up from this item, and then you've got that multiplier as well that starts off at a basic 80%, so you can imagine the numbers you can get on his defense with this setup. Now next up we have the medallion, and for melee heroes your best bet is always the Dr. Octopus medallion for now. The damage on it stacks, you're looking at over 1000 damage rating, and you're going to want either critical damage rating, or if you're like me and you're lucky enough, you've got the brutal damage rating there to really amp up the Hulk Smash. For the relic you do have 2 choices. You want to go for the more offensive setup, you go for the melee relic, but for the setup I'm running, I prefer the Relic of Subterranea because it provides that 2000 defense rating, which is again being multiplied. Now if we look at the artifact, I'm only showing off one here because this one really is great for him, and I don't see it not being best in slot for quite some time. It's a Sacred White Gorilla Necklace. It gives you up to its 500 critical hit rate into melee powers. When you critically hit, you gain 5 strength, which is one of his primary attributes, and you can also get up to 667 defense rating as well, so that really is pretty fantastic. For the slots 1 to 5 in the ring, we actually focus a little bit more on attributes than we would normally. You don't want to neglect your crit rating or your brute rating, but bear in mind we have so many attacks that have a chance to either critically hit 100% or brutally strike at 100% as well. So for that reason, do certainly go for attributes in some of these slots here. Now, if you have a choice of strength or durability, go for durability because that provides additional health, which is better than the deflect rating multiplier you get with strength. Now, to finish up the video anyway, we have some gameplay to show off, so it's a run through of the Odin's Palace operation when we face off against Curse and also his 3 lieutenants. Now, as always, I'll quickly mention that this video is just purely to show off how the build works and the rotation. It's not to show off how he plays in best in slot gear, because as you can see, I simply don't have the time at the moment with all these videos to get best on slot gear for the heroes that I actually do the videos for. But as always, I hope this was useful. Any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll see you all again soon.
Not a chance. Defenses are